What's up, Guardians? Welcome to episode 5 of DNA Weekly Strike. DNA is the weekly YouTube Destiny show. I'm your host, Corey Deering, and here with me, as always, is Brian Anderson. It's good to be here with you, Brian.
Great to be here.
So, usually we kind of start out with what we've been doing this weekend, but it's kind of a light weekend for me. You know, I know we were both out of town. Yeah, I was in a wedding.
Both busy.
You were
I
at
was in Cedar Point all weekend.
Yeah, so, I didn't do very much. We ran that raid right after we recorded the last episode.
Yeah,
and then I quickly ran the other raid the other night, but it was a pretty light weekend for me.
Yeah, I didn't get to do too much. Only got to play Trials Monday night for a couple hours, but didn't get a very good card. I think my best card was 7-1. Not too successful, and I'm still grinding for the Hopscotch Pilgrim like crazy. At this point, I'm not even sure that I really want the gun anymore, but it's just personal.
Yeah.
The game won't give it to me.
Yeah.
I keep running these Dragon Strikes and just it won't drop. So it's personal, and I'm coming for you.
It's crazy. This weekend wasn't really big for us, but in the Destiny community, it was a huge weekend. It was a very
there's a lot of stuff going on.
Divisive weekend with Zerg selling Gjallarhorn, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
But first, we're going to talk about the Taken King trailer and a little bit about Bungie's live stream that went up today.
Oh, very exciting stuff.
Man, it's exciting. There's so many things I'm excited for in this. I'm like, this is almost a whole new game.
I mean, they've really, really changed it. And of course, we've talked about it on the show, but to finally see it for yourself, the changes that they've made, I'm very hyped. Extremely excited for the 15th, and I wish it was here already. I wish it was today.
I mean, at first, I was just hyped because I'm a Titan and I want that hammer subclass.
Well,
but
they did show a very quick hammer throw. That was the only super that got any airtime in the trailer.
It was cool, but
it was very cool.
But you know, after watching the Bungie live stream today and watching that trailer, there's so many other things I'm excited for.
There's so many other things to talk about. I think first we should just get into the new light system and how it's changed, because we've talked about how it's going to change how you level up, but they finally showed the light and how that's going to play into your character. Now everyone knows how you're going to level up now with the experience just by doing bounties and stuff. Yeah,
we should clarify though. Last week we said the auto level was 30.
Yes, they've come out.
Bungie came out and said it's 25 so that was our mistake. My bad.
Well, I mean, it's finally been clarified, and they showed for a fact that it's 25. So,
it's still.
Well, it's still you can pretty much jump right in. But the new light system and how that's set up is it's a average of your defense of your armor, of all your armor,
right,
and your attack and your light score. So if you have all weapons that do, and I think in the trailer on the guy, he had all 190 on his weapons and 190 on his armor, but his average was 186. His light was 186 because now your ghost and your class item have light level, or levels that'll play into your light.
There's different light levels. Like the ghost has light that factors into these numbers, and then I think your class item, like you said. So it's going to be really interesting how they balance this out.
In the stream, they even had a slot under your class item, which it was locked off. But in the trailer, on the quick thing where they showed the guy, they had an item in there. They didn't show what it did yet. Right. I don't know what it does. I don't know how it plays in. But there is another accessory for your guy. I don't know if that's the thing that you can buy for $20. I don't know, but. So that's pretty cool. So that's kind of how the new system's going to work. Seems like it's going to be good. They're saying the difference in light. If your light is 200 and mine's 186, I don't think you're going to notice it, if we're playing against each other or with each other and stuff. But that's pretty cool. Another thing I was really excited about was the new stat tiers with the intellect and discipline.
Yeah.
Before how it was
percentages, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was clear. It was only a percentage, so you didn't really know how much of a decrease your super is going to be. Now it's going to give you a number. I'm pretty sure it's going to even tell you how many seconds in between your supers.
That's good.
It's going to give you a straight up number, so you don't have to okay, I'm at 100%, and you just kind of play it by ear when you get it. But now you're going to know 10 seconds, 15 seconds, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I've been excited about that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the percentages that they give you is kind of, it's almost confusing for me at least, but giving me a solid number, I think, is going to at least help me understand like what these different, intellect and all these other things do.
Well,
I think it's going to help me.
It's going to be extremely helpful. I mean, because I personally am really into looking how I build my characters. I know some people not really, they just want to look, they just want to match and they want to look cool, and I think that's sweet. I'm purely into like I want stats. I'm always looking at armor that I get. Like even when I get a new exotic drop on armor, I'm always checking it out. Is this better? Does this have more intellect? Stuff like that. So I'm crazy into builds, and now this is basically making it easier for me. So I'm always happy about that.
Right.
And I think we should talk about the ghosts.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about.
Since it's now, it's on your main character screen. The ghost is underneath your heavy now, so it's on that screen.
Yeah, and ghosts, they have all these slots when you go down into your inventory, and the ghost skins.
I've always thought that was odd.
The ghost is there, and then the only other shell that they offered was the one that you got with the collector's edition. If you bought that one,
I never got that one, so I didn't have the red and white ghost.
Now you can buy these, or you can find or buy these ghost shells, and the different shells give you different stat boosts, give you different perks.
Yeah, so like you could buy a legendary ghost, and it'll actually increase your intellect.
Right.
And then the perk that it can give off, I believe the ones that they were showing, they were more like based off resources. So this ghost will like show you in the world where all the spirit bloom is. And I think the legendary ones did like quite a bit.
Yeah.
They did more than one perk. Like just the rare ghosts, like they only were like, okay, you can find this. It'll show you where the spirit bloom is. Which is,
I think it's more to help players that are just starting these different ghost shells. And then once you get into the legendary ones.
That's the rare ghosts are just there, I think, to help guys build up those materials. But the legendary ones, which they look pretty cool.
I know, they look cool. The one that really stood out to me was the blood red one. I think it's called
there is
blood
one that's
red.
like all red, I think.
Yeah, and like that really boosts your defense.
Yes.
Which would help immensely in certain situations.
Oh, of course. I just think that it's cool that they actually do something now. They were always there, and I mean, it's just cool how they're finally a part of the game. It's not just, all right, you need to open this door for me.
Yeah.
It's actually going to help it's going to make your character better.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really weird, though, in the trailer, hearing Nolan North instead of Peter Dinklage.
It is weird, but and obviously, Nathan Drake's gonna have to take us through some Destiny, but
it's interesting. It's gonna be a good time. So, next we're gonna talk about the new quest system, which I know you're really excited for, and I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah. In the trailer, they show a quick image of the new quest screen. Which, by the way, you can now hold 16 bounties.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. So you can really stock up on them. You can also turn them in from orbit, which I've been asking for a while.
Yeah, seriously.
I think you can probably even turn it in right after you do it, on the planet.
Yeah.
But the thing that I thought was cool was that you can track them. You can track up to 4. So if you go to that quest screen and you hit X on a quest, it'll put a little green star by it, and you can track it now. So when you bring up your ghost, you hit that middle button. It'll have them on the right side of the screen, like where you can like pull up your sparrow and stuff. It'll be on the right side of the screen, how close you are to finishing a quest and everything. So that was pretty cool. But really, with the quest that I'm really excited about is the weekly quest that you get from like the Crucible. I think the Vanguard has them too. They change every week. There's 5 of them. If you complete them all, they are saying that you will get a Nightfall tier reward. So that's legendary or exotic, pretty much, right there, just from doing 5. I'm sure these bounties, I didn't really see what they were.
I'm sure they're a little bit harder than what we're used to.
I would think so.
I'm sure you're not going to get it for doing 6 patrol missions.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think it's going to take a little more time and skill maybe to get these, but it sounds like it's worth it. And I think that's cool because that's what we want.
Right.
More ways to get good stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of just, a Nightfall. Now you have these weekly bounties.
And how that's really going to bode well for us who, especially you who have all these items, and it's going to match well with the new system where it's going to keep track better of what you already have. So getting into new items.
We're going to get into that in a second. I mean, that was just the quest thing. The screen looked cool. I just feel like you could really get lost in doing just quests now, which is good because that's how you're going to level up, is with quests.
Right.
And so that's going to be awesome. You obviously are really excited about this collections manager because you're already jumping into it. So how psyched were you? Because you're a collectible guy. You like to collect stuff. So now you actually can go to these kiosks stored throughout the tower. In the stream, I believe they showed emblems, but they said there was one for shaders and obviously exotics.
Yeah.
You can go to it. You can view every single emblem in the game, and if you've gotten it in the past, it'll be there, so you can actually pull it out, and put it back.
It's almost like free vault space. I mean, for like emblems
and
shaders.
For emblems and shaders. I just thought it was cool because I like to collect everything that I can from a game.
Yeah.
And the problem was I didn't know, unless you look it up online, you don't know what all the shaders are, and you certainly don't know how to get them. So now, not only are they showing you every single shader and emblem in the game, they're telling you how to get them.
Right. Like that, but what excites me more than the shaders and the emblems is how it shows you all the exotic weapons and which ones you need.
Extremely, extremely cool how they have the exotics in there. And I think you were kind of telling me more about the exotic blueprints. So why don't you go ahead and tell them what that's about?
Yeah, so in the tower, there's going to be these little stations like that kiosk. I think it's going to be around the same place, kind of like...
I saw that emblems and shaders were by the speaker.
Yeah.
And it looked like the exotic weapons was more in the Hall of Guardians by like the Crucible, is what I think I saw in the stream, is what it looked like.
Yeah. So these things are going to be, throughout the tower. And there's now this thing called an exotic blueprint.
Right.
Where if you have more than one character and you want one of the exotic weapons that you've already collected on another character, instead of switching to that character, putting it in your vault, logging out, signing in with a new character.
Well, there are apps that can help with that, but
there are. But I think Bungie wants people to stay in game as much as possible.
Right.
So when you sign in with a new character, you can find these blueprints of the exotic weapons that you've collected with another character, and as long as you have the parts and elements required to build this weapon, you can build a second one for your character, which I think is really cool.
That is really cool. Also in the stream they showed,
but you have to have had found this weapon first.
Right. You had to have acquired it somehow from a drop or anything like that, or bought it from Xur.
Right.
I was going to talk about the new Suros, the new design, the new black design. They haven't I think it's grandfathered in, so if you have already gotten it, which you and me both have it, we will already get, and I think we probably have to go to the vault and make it. I'm pretty sure. It gives you the blueprint. I think you have to go and go actually. It's not just going to show up in your inventory.
No,
I think you have to go make it.
You do,
but it's a very, very sexy black and red.
Yeah,
it looks very cool.
Oh my gosh,
I think
awesome.
They've even changed the perks on it a little bit. They had a perk because before, when you zoom in with it, it slows down your fire rate, but it does more damage and it's more accurate. They still have that one, but they also have one now that the longer it's fired, it fires faster.
Right.
So if you're into that, that looks cool. And then the other ones were pretty similar, but it's an updated one. They had another, I don't know which. That's the only one they showed.
Right.
But they showed a lot of empty year 2 exotics. I counted well over 10.
Yeah.
And I think that was prime. I don't know.
I bet there's closer to 15 to 20.
Yeah. There were a lot of empty slots for year 2 exotics. So it's not. Finally, we're not just getting 3, which is what they've been giving us with everyone.
Right.
You just give us 3. Very exciting. So the new collections manager, that's for the collectible and all of us. Grow up playing Pokemon. Yeah, catch them all. I want to get all the emblems. I want to get all the shaders. They're finally going to tell me how to do it. Yeah. I finally have a place I can go to check it out.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. Now, let's talk about something that I know a lot of people have been worried about. The new mark system, the new currency in the game.
Right.
Right now you have Glimmer, Vanguard marks, and Crucible marks. It gets a little confusing. What they're doing is they're just going to have one thing called Legendary marks. And the limit's going to stay at 200. That's how big your wallet is what they're saying. But the only advantage now is when you spend them, you can actually go get more right away. There's no limit.
Yeah, it takes them out of once you spend them, it takes them out of your wallet, so you can go get more.
You can go get more right away. It doesn't give you 100 limit like Vanguard and Crucible does, and they're also shared across all characters.
Right.
So it's just like your Glimmer. Your Glimmer shared between all three. So are these legendary marks. You can gain them with one character, spend them with another. That's really cool. What they're going to do with the Crucible and Vanguard marks, I believe they're going to give you commendations. If you played before House of Wolves, they did this similar stuff. I can't remember what it was, but they gave you commendations. Oh, it was like every time you leveled up your Crucible, you got a Crucible thing. I can't remember what it's called, but those turn into commendations. You can turn those in for an insane amount of reputation for a group. So that's kind of how the legendary marks are going to work. They're actually, when you dismantle legendary gear, you're going to get them. So they're actually going to be very useful, is what I understand.
Yeah.
So those would be cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Was there anything else that really stood out to you in the trailer? But I mean, the biggest one of them all, the vault space.
Yeah. You forgot the vault space. I was about to say, I was like, you're forgetting the vault
space.
The
vault space has been doubled.
Thank God.
36 weapons. Now you can store 72.
Yeah, I was like looking at my vault the other day, and I'm trying to clear space for all these new weapons. I'm like, well, I keep hearing they're going to expand vault space, but what if it's only like 10 slots?
Well, that's kind of how they did it before. I can't remember what the vault
was. It was 24.
And then now it's 36.
Now it's 36.
It's 36 right now. 36 weapons.
With them doubling it.
72 weapons. So
that's
there's a lot of room.
Awesome.
A lot of room.
That's
and
so
then,
amazing.
With the new collections manager, that'll save you some room with some stuff.
Yeah,
so, I mean, they've really improved on a lot of things. And it looks awesome. There's a couple new ships that they showed briefly. There was an actual future war cult ship.
Yeah, that one looked really
orbit.
Cool.
That looked really cool. The new armor looks good. New weapons. So I'm very hyped. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I already requested off 3 days for work, so we could try to stream it.
I already took off.
We could record it.
I already took off work.
So you can look out for us on the 15th and 16th, and we are probably going to stream it. We're going to try to stream it. If not, we're going to record videos and throw them up on YouTube.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get some day one footage.
Yeah,
with us going through some of the stories, everything like that.
Yeah. So we're going to get into the controversial topic that happened this weekend.
Depending, all right, yeah.
It was.
We can call it that if you want.
It was.
If that's the stance you want to take.
I've seen both sides. People were very excited, and other people were really mad that Xur sold Gjallarhorn this weekend.
It finally happened. It's the end of the world, right? That's what everyone said. If he sold this gun, it would break the game. Blah blah blah. I'm kind of sick of hearing it.
Yeah.
It's first off, it's one gun. Yes, it's good. But you knew I had a feeling he was going to sell it, especially when you heard that the nerf was coming out.
Yeah.
I kind of had a feeling that he was going to sell it, and this is why I think that he should, and I'm glad that he did. Now I already had one, you already had one, so we're happy, right? But I've been playing since day one, and if I didn't have a Gjallarhorn and I didn't get to fire a fully powered Gjallarhorn before they nerfed it, I would have been a little pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little bit on the luckier side. That was my first exotic.
I know you were at my apartment, and this guy he's got 30 hours on his character, and he gets a galley drop to him. I was happy for you though. I was.
But I'm glad because there have been people that have been playing like you since day one that still didn't have one before this weekend.
My brother didn't have one.
Yeah, and I in the Facebook group I saw both sides on this. People are like, "Oh, I'm really mad that Xur sold Gjallarhorn. Everybody's just gonna have Gjallarhorn and do all the strikes with Gjallarhorn and stuff." Like, okay, well, there's other ways to play the game, and there's people out there who prefer to play the game other ways. So I'm with you. I'm glad that people that have been playing for a long time and didn't have one finally got a chance to get it. I want people to experience what you and I have experienced the last couple months of these powerful weapons. And there's weapons that I don't have that, I've been playing every night probably the last couple months now too that I haven't got. Like last night I ran a raid and I got Patience and Time again. That's the third time I've gotten that weapon.
I actually got, speaking of, how I've been grinding those Dragon Strikes, I actually got Patience and Time from the Dragon Strike. It's like, no, I don't want an exotic. I just want the hopscotch.
Yeah.
But the game won't give it to me. Yeah, for the people who are mad about Xur selling the Gjallarhorn, and I from what I understand, they want that gun to feel special, that it got dropped to them. However, a lot of people who get it dropped to them, who says that they deserved it in the first place?
Yeah, people are saying that people didn't earn Gjallarhorn.
They didn't earn Gjallarhorn.
Nobody earns Gjallarhorn. It's a random number generated drop.
What do you mean you earned Gjallarhorn?
Yeah,
I don't understand why people think it's their right that they've earned that gun. I've seen guys go through raids and Crucible. I actually saw a guy get it in Crucible and he was in last place.
Yeah.
I mean, he had terrible... So he earned it? He earned it?
Yeah.
No.
It's
a random game. So finally, it was in our control for a couple days to get the best weapon.
Yeah. And like... You probably played close to 700 or 800 hours of this game without Gjallarhorn.
13.
Without Gjallarhorn.
1300.
Yeah.
No galley. Beat everything there was to beat. I beat Skolas without I mean, I had my triumphs completed without a Gjallarhorn.
Yeah.
Don't need it. It's not going to change the kind of player you are.
Yeah. It's one of those weapons that's fun to use and it's nice to have in your arsenal.
It is nice to have.
But nobody has earned this weapon.
No one.
Nobody. And that's I think that's what made me the most angry was people saying that people didn't earn it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm gonna use my brother again. He's run so many raids with me. He's done so many Crucible. He's done so much Trials. He's done Iron Banner. He hasn't gotten one. You don't think he's deserved the right to fire it, a fully powered one? They're gonna nerf it anyways. And I'm gonna go on record saying this: there will be an exotic from the Taken King that's going to dethrone Gjallarhorn.
Yeah.
And I'm now convinced of it since that he's selling it.
Yeah, since he sold it,
I feel safe saying that they're going to come something that's going to rival it.
Will it be a heavy weapon?
Yes. Yes, there will be a heavy that's going to take down Galley. That's what I think. And this has pretty much sealed it for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still going to use it. It's still a great weapon.
It's still going to be top 3.
But I have so many other heavy weapons that I can use so I can upgrade my last word and my patience and time. I have other exotics that I would like to use. And I kind of think that, people who didn't have Gjallarhorn learn to appreciate these other weapons.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I went through and I got very good with Icebreaker and Black Hammer. And, during Nightfalls, luckily I had a lot of the other exotics. So I know a lot of people, it doesn't matter what the burn is in a Nightfall, they're going to run that galley. I would have to, if it was a arc burn, I'd throw on my Thunderlord.
Right.
Something like that. Like, I was able to use different stuff, and that's fun. Like, I've been using the Gjallarhorn for over a month now straight in my heavy. It's getting a little old.
Yeah. But, it's as powerful as this weapon is, I've actually found myself trying not to use it because it makes the game less interesting for me.
I don't want to say less interesting.
I mean,
it's just like there's no skill involved in firing a Gjallarhorn.
Yeah, that's what I meant by less interesting. Like, when you're rolling the Nightfall with people who have 3 galleys rolling.
And then they also made it solar, which I think they did on purpose. Like I said, there's only a month left. Let us...
Yeah, just enjoy it.
What else is there to do, in this last month? Like, if you've been playing as long as I
mean, the only thing I have to do is Skolas.
There's nothing left for us to do. Let us just power through some stuff with the Gjallarhorn before they nerf it, before they come out with other stuff. So it was a good thing that they finally sold it, in my opinion.
Yeah, so... I don't know. I just think it's dumb. Xur sells exotic weapons. Deal with it. And Gjallarhorn is an exotic weapon.
That's what I'm saying. So these people that are saying that, you haven't earned it. So you're saying you've never bought anything from Xur?
Seriously.
I buy stuff from Xur all the time.
I buy stuff from Xur every weekend.
Oh, yeah. No shame. I mean, that's the point of going for those strange coins and stuff like that. I've gotten a lot of stuff from drops. I've bought stuff from Xur.
Yeah. Anyways, well, let's move into our reader questions. We've got quite a few this week. We're just going to kind of answer them quickly. We want this to be a shorter show. So,
it was supposed to be until we saw the Taken King trailer. Then it's we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So Megan Green writes in. Thank you for writing in again, as always. Thanks for all the advice last week and taking the time to read my emails. What mode or feature do you wish was part of Destiny that isn't in the game?
All right. I actually have a very creative answer for this, and I've wanted this for a while. You as a Guardian, you spend a lot of time doing serious stuff. You're doing raids. You're doing intense competition. They need to have sparrow races.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome, and just a way like you could still get rewards from it, but it wouldn't,
I'm surprised Bungie hasn't implemented stuff like that because, vehicle races were in Halo.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get why
I don't understand why they don't have stuff like that in here. I guess for me, capture the flag would be an easy one.
Well, they're putting that in.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think we talked about that during one of our episodes.
We probably
putting
did.
in like a capture the. I thought.
Dude, I've done so many shows since we talked about
that. I thought they were putting in. I know they're putting in like a new control, the mayhem, and I thought it was a capture the flag, which I think would be pretty cool. It might just be like a capture, like a zone.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna be like, what was the mode in Halo? What was that called? With the was it a skull?
Oh, oddball.
Oddball. I think it's gonna be something like that. That'd be cool.
But another part of me, like, not necessarily for me, but I know a few people that have joined the Facebook group recently have just purchased Destiny. Some of them based solely on this show. Wow. And like, I think
I would buy it based on this show.
Oh, yeah, because this is the best show on the planet. Let me tell you.
It's something like that.
And, they don't play as often as we do. Why not throw in a low-level raid? Like an hour and a half-ish low-level raid.
Oh, you
like
mean
a level 20
You
raid.
mean like kind of how they have like different tiers of strikes? I don't know. Like what would the rewards be?
I don't know. Just like a low-tier legendary weapon. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have like a set, like kind of how if you run the Crucible, there's certain weapons you can get. I don't know. Or
like missions based off like future war cult. Yeah, I mean, I know those missions are coming, but I mean, like
that stuff is coming.
Like a mini raid based off of that, off of these different.
Well, the reason that they put the raid at the level it was, at least in the very beginning, because people have mentioned this before, either on the website or commenting. The very beginning in all the stories was really a trial of how you're supposed to learn the game, because they don't really tell you a lot. They don't really tell you about all the currencies, and they don't tell you about the light system, and you have to figure it out yourself. So you have all these levels, these 20 levels to figure it out, and then it's like, all right, now what do I do? Well, then that's why the raid is there then, instead of putting it like bam right in the middle. I think it was good the way that they did it. It looks that way now because we've been playing. We're all so powered up that like, oh man, it would have been sweet to have a raid. I don't know if I would have been ready for a raid at level 10. You know what I mean? I was still trying.
I'm saying like a level 20.
Do you
raid.
remember? I still remember how hard the strikes felt the first time I ever played them.
Yeah,
I remember like the first time I ever played Fogoth.
My gosh, that was the first. Insane. That was the first strike I ever did, and I jumped in for matchmaking. I'm like, okay, I don't know what these strikes are, and it matchmade me with these two players that were, a little bit higher level than me. Not much. I think I was like, I don't know, level 15,
right?
Maybe. And we get to Fogoth, and it took us like,
yeah, you're trying to figure out how to kill this guy.
Yeah,
you don't realize you're supposed to shoot him in the stomach.
And then we were like, okay, let's hide in that room at the beginning. Well, you don't realize they're gonna come behind you.
Yeah,
and like some of us were Titans, but we didn't understand that Defender class, so we didn't have that leveled up.
Well, you didn't have it yet.
Yeah,
you didn't get that till 15.
Right. So
you were 15. Never mind. So I guess you did just get it, but you wouldn't have a bubble yet.
Yeah, and I had already spent all this time leveling up Striker. I'm like, I'm not going to try out this Defender class. It's stupid, but that's my favorite.
Defender has become one of the better PvE classes. That is for sure.
Okay, moving on. The guys from Fraction Minds YouTube channel, you should check that out. They do some pretty funny co-op videos. They're pretty hilarious. What are your predictions and wants for Destiny after the Taken King?
Can't we just enjoy the Taken King first? Like there's still so much information that I'm still trying to digest just from this trailer and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can look beyond it yet until I play Taken King.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. The only thing I can think of, I can't really think of anything except for if they do little expansions like the Dark Below and House of Wolves after the Taken King, which I'm sure
I'm not sure if that's coming or like what's going on with Destiny 2, but let's just see what the Taken King has to offer first before we jump past it.
Yeah. On Twitter, CODOpsFF asks, do you think Destiny is this generation's Call of Duty or Halo in terms of popularity? If so, what's going to keep it there?
Well, I definitely feel it's very similar to those games because it was like with Call of Duty, you either loved it or you didn't care for it, and that's
Right.
kind of how Destiny is. It's different. I'd like to think it's its own game. Like it's very
Yeah.
different from a lot of other stuff.
We were actually talking about that on our podcast yesterday, where Destiny, it has the mechanics of a first person shooter technically, but it's way different than Call of Duty or Halo in terms of like, collecting gear and the long grinds and the raids. When you pop in Call of Duty or Halo, you're going to play a mission which lasts, a half hour.
Well, you don't play Call of Duty for the missions.
No, I'm just saying you pop it in, play Call of Duty for a half hour for the mission, or you jump into multiplayer and you play a match for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you constantly are getting filling up that bar at the bottom for your next perk or your next attachment,
your next weapon or something. This is crazy what Destiny is with the raid system and the loot drops and everything.
Which I think is, comparing it to those games is simple, but it's also the wrong way to compare Destiny to these games.
I wouldn't compare Destiny to either one of those. Really, I don't know. It's the child of Borderlands and Halo is what I've always thought.
Yeah.
And then with the MMO feature.
Yeah, and I think with these new features of the Taken King, they're really expanding on that MMO front, even though Bungie's saying, Destiny's not an MMO, but it is.
It
and,
is.
With the new quest lines and the bounty tracking and everything, it seems to be heading that way. But our next question comes from Nathan Sams Palmer from the community. Have you guys thought about streaming raids, Nightfalls, or weekly Destiny strikes with fans? And then the next question, Derek Goodman, what are your plans for DNA Fireteam?
No, I think... Yes, we have plans to do
we that. Have plans.
We've discussed it. I think we wanted to see how the show is going to go first.
Yeah, we wanted to get this show on track. Brian, I know you're going to be out of town next week, so we're not.
Yeah, I'll be gone all next week.
We're actually not doing the show next week. But we've talked about it. We are planning some cool things. I'll keep you posted in the community page. We both will. There's a few things we need to work out on the technical side, like the streaming. It's difficult to stream from a MacBook for some reason. So I got to figure that out. And then we got to figure out, how many people do we want to take through it? Do we each want to take a team through? Do we want to do it together? There's a whole bunch of different things that we got to work out in the next couple weeks, but we will keep you updated on that. And
I definitely think that we'll be streaming Taken King. And stuff.
Yeah, definitely streaming Taken King. So we'll just keep you updated through the community group, Twitter, stuff like that. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Brian?
No, I mean, I just want to play.
Yeah,
I just want to play the Taken King. I know we still got quite a while here, but
Oryx looks pretty towering.
Oh, he looks pretty badass.
I finally got my copy of Game Informer, and Oryx is on the
cover. I actually have that one.
Oh my gosh, it's just
getting me. If you watched the show and you saw a couple episodes ago, I couldn't think of that moon. I think it's called Phobos.
Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like a moon of Mars or something.
I think it's Jupiter.
Okay, Jupiter's not a planet in the game right now. So
no, but isn't it? Can't you go to a moon? Because they showed an image of Saturn too.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that there was a moon that I couldn't think of, and that's it.
So, all right. We're going to wrap this up. Thanks for joining us this week on DNA Weekly Strike. We won't be recording next week because obviously Brian's going to be out of town and I'm working on some things on the back end. But we will be continuing the show the following week. Remember, the show goes up on YouTube every Thursday morning and the DNA podcast feed on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher every Sunday. Come subscribe and like this video. We reached 50 subscribers. We are very thankful for our fans. I have something in mind, Brian. I'll talk to you about it afterwards for hitting 50 subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. Leave us feedback in the comments below. What can we do better? Do you like the show? Stuff like that. Follow us on Twitter at DN advocates, and join the Facebook community at facebook.com/group/DNA community page. There are other shows, other friends that have shows. We would like you to check them out. There are really a lot of cool people in there. Watch all of our shows right here on YouTube or on our website at digitalnerdadvocates.com. And until next time, we're out.
Good hunting, Guardians.